Hi everyone, it's Sandra from Sandra Bianco Photography. In collaboration with Greater Than Gatsby, we are proud to announce our new collection for Lightroom, the Innocence collection. So in my previous tutorial, I showed you a little bit of the overview and what all is in here. And today we are going to go through and I'm going to do a little bit more of a detailed edit. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do on beautiful Brianna here is run hopscotch. And I love what that did just because it made it just really super nice and clean. The next thing I'm going to do is go into my adjustment brush and I'm going to go into Amelia Bedelia. And I'm going to go ahead and enlarge my brush here. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up the effect on this to about 50. And we're going to go ahead and paint this on. And it's going on a little bit strong, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet because I can change the amount that I'm putting on here in just a minute. So you see there, I just took that down and now it looks very well blended. The next thing we're going to do is go back into our adjustment brushes. And every time that you do that, you have to click on New and then go back into Effect. And this time I'm going to go down to the Color Pop brush. And I'm going to get my density up on this. And I just want to go over these flowers. Just some on these, the lighter colored flowers here. I'm not going to go over these pinks because they're pretty bright already. But I can go ahead and increase that or decrease that as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and increase that. Give it a little bit more pop. Then I'm going to go ahead and close out my adjustment brush and I'm going to go back over to the one-click presets and I'm going to go ahead and use Subtle Vignette. And I really like what that did because it brought everything in together and is leaving my subject popped off of the background. The next thing I'm going to do is just go back into the adjustment brushes and I feel like her eyes need to be whitened up just a little bit. So I'm going to go into the eye whitener. And I'm going to go ahead and get my brush smaller. And I'm just going to paint over her eye whites here. And I don't want to make them look fake by any means, so I'll just change my opacity as needed. And that's the amount in Lightroom, your effect. So I'll just go ahead and take that down to like the 30s. And that looks good. And then I'm going to go ahead and just show you, we really tried to copy what we did over in Photoshop in the Innocence collection. So we added some light brushes, which is basically mimicking our movable lights. So I'm going to go back in here and click on New, and then I'm going to go down to, let's try Light Burst Vivid. And I'm going to go ahead and get my brush nice and big. And I'm just going to add some light over into the corner here. I'm going to go ahead and take my amount down to about 50 and take my density down into like the 30s. And I'm just going to tap in some light here. Maybe a little bit here on the flowers. And then if I wanted to lift these shadows up a little bit, of course I could just add a little bit more light down in there. So that is looking pretty good to me, as is. I'm going to go ahead and show you the before and after on this. So this is before, this is after, again before and after. And then I want to show you the black and whites because this really converts a gorgeous black and white. I did one last night on this image that I really loved. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit reset for right now. And then I'm going to go into Little Rascals. So Little Rascals, I love what this black and white is doing. And then I want to go ahead and run Dramatic Vignette on this. And that to me is just an absolutely gorgeous black and white in 2 clicks. So I'm really into the moodier black and whites these days. Again, this is before and that's after, before and after. So we hope that you really enjoy these new presets for Lightroom. If you would like to purchase this collection, please visit www.greaterthangatsby.com, and we really hope you enjoy them. Thanks so much.